Okay, guys, let's see your answers now. Yes,
A short story typically can be read quickly and
just read.
Just read, okay.
Read your
A
answer.
short story is a piece of prose fiction that typically can be read quickly and focus on one character event or series of linked events.
What is a short story?
A short story can be read quickly and focus on one character, event, or series of events.
Perfect. What is a short story?
A short story is a kind of story, and it is including all like 6
Elements.
Yes.
Good one. What is a short story?
Short story must be very short, and also when people read it, he can directly find the same and the same and the means in the story.
Thank you very much. And let's see, Faye. What is a short story?
A short story, although it may use the more shorter content to talk a story, it has the complex structure.
Shorter content, or we say less content.
Less content.
Okay, and
And it maybe can tell us some interesting story to us.
interesting. Not bad. Thank you very much. Huh?
A short story is a kind of form in literary writing, but it is short. When the writer chooses it, they always want to narrative fiction or one issue. Don't like novel isn't long. It could be just 1,000 words.
1,000. We'll talk about the number of words later. Okay, thank you very much. Look at me, all of you. Here is the answer of this question. What is a short story? We have 1, 2, 3. Let's read, then we will paraphrase. So let's read number 1. What is a short story? Faye.
A short story is a piece of fiction which can be read at once.
Okay, what is a short story? Jose.
A story with a fully developed theme, but significantly shorter and less
Elaborate.
elaborate than a novel.
Okay, and what is a short story? Mia.
Short story is brief, fictional, prose,
Narrative.
narrative that is shorter than a novel and that usually deal with a plot.
Okay, let's paraphrase. Let's say you will answer this question on a paper now. You have a quiz and you want to answer this question. What is a short story? But you will not use my words. You will paraphrase. What is a short story? How do you answer? Think. You will paraphrase now. You will paraphrase. A short story is what? A short story is what? This is a short story, right? You remember this one? This is a short story. So, what is a short story? Faye.
If a short story have one sentence, like it's one of the factions.
And Ryan, what is a short story?
The short story is a piece of fiction.
Piece of fiction. Yes.
Yes. And it always developed one theme, but less, and it's very short.
Thank you very much. Jane, what is a short story?
I think a short story is a piece of fiction that can be read quickly because it is significantly shorter than a novel, but with the full development.
By the way, a short story is an essay. It's one type of an essay. What do we call this type of essay? We call it narrative essay. Narrative essay. And we'll talk about the major types of essay later. But this is one type of an essay. So all short stories are essays. But what type of essays? Narrative essay. You understand? So here he's saying a short story is a piece of fiction. You know the meaning of fiction? Okay, we have fiction and non-fiction, right?
Right.
So what is the difference?
Fiction is
What's the meaning of fictional story?
fiction is fake.
Unreal.
Yes.
So fiction is an unreal story, right? So you see the stories here, for example, this one, okay, is fictional story, unreal story. While the second type is called what? Non-fictional stories. Non-fictional story, which means
It's real.
real. So fictional, unreal. Non-fictional, real, right? Okay. So a piece of fiction which can be read at one sitting. Read at one sitting points out to what? To the period of time that you need to finish reading a short story. Do you need long time? No. Let's see this short story, for example. How many pages do we have here? 1, 2 pages. What do you think? How long does it take with you to finish reading this story?
Half an hour.
20 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, short time. So, you see, we have short stories with 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages, 10 pages, okay? So, you don't need long time to finish reading one short story, unlike a novel, right? When you read a novel, it takes days, sometimes weeks, to finish one novel, right? Okay. A story with fully developed theme. There is a theme. And here, significantly shorter and less elaborate than a novel. So a short story is shorter than what? A novel. I'll ask you a question now. Can you think of some differences between a short story and a novel? Okay. What is the difference? Or what are differences, these differences between a short story and a novel? A novel is a book, right? While a short story is very few, okay? Very few papers or pages. Differences, number 1. Like what?
A short story shorter than a novel,
What do you mean shorter here?
like words.
The number of words. Yes. Here, number 1 is the number of the words. You write in a short story. Okay, it could be 1,000, 2,000 words, while in a novel, no. We have more and more. So number of words is one difference. What else?
In novel, there are more characters.
Good. Characters. Number of characters. In a novel, we have more characters than in a short story. So number of characters. What else?
Number of themes.
Themes. Yes. In a short story, we can have 1, 2, 3 themes, but in a novel, we have more. We have more. So you see, we have differences between a short story and a novel. Do we have more differences?
The number of the conflict.
Yes, even conflicts. We have more conflicts in a novel than in a short story. Yes, that's right. Okay, so I'll give you now 1 minute to study one of these 3 definitions. I want you to memorize them. Quickly. One of them. I'll ask you the question again, what is a short story? I want you to give me these answers. What is a short story? Study quickly. Shall we start? Jane, what is a short story? Don't look at the word.
Okay.
Look at that side.
A short story is a piece of fiction that can be read at one sitting.
Excellent. Mia,
A A short story is a piece of fiction which can be read at
One.
one sitting.
Excellent. And Luna?
The short story is the theme which can read in one
Setting.
setting.
Good one. And Ethan?
A short story is a piece of fiction that which can be read by after one sitting.
Amazing. And Faye?
A short story is one piece of fiction which can be read at one sitting.
I like it. Thank you very much. And Maggie?
A short story is a piece of fiction which can be read in one sitting.
Can be read at one sitting. Jose?
The short story is a piece of fiction which can be read at one sitting.
So we are done with the question number 1, right? What is a short story? Are we done or no? Yes? Okay. Let's work on a question number 2. List the 6 elements of short story. Do we have 6 elements? Yes. What are they? I can't hear you.
Settings.
Setting is number 1. And characters, plot,
Point of view.
theme, point of view, conflict. Okay, so these are very good. These are the 6 characters, 6 elements, sorry. Characters, plot, point of view. You see here, point of view, P-O-V, point of view. And conflict, theme, setting. Don't worry, no, I don't want you to take notes because I'll put this PowerPoint in Schoology. You'll have it in Schoology, don't worry. Don't worry, I need your mind here. Just focus, listen well, and work so hard to understand everything here. Okay, before we dive deeply in each one of them, what do you know about these elements? What is a character? What is a plot? What is a point of view? What is a conflict? What is a theme? What is setting? What do you know about them? If you want to explain 1, fine. 2, good. 3, very good. All of them, amazing.
Let's go with the
Wait, which one do you want to talk about?
setting.
Okay, so start like this. I will talk about setting, or I will explain setting. This is your topic sentence. Start.
So I want to talk about that settings.
Mm.
The settings like time, place, and like everything. The background of the story is settings.
You're very good. Thank you very much. What else?
I want to talk about the character because everything happen around the characters. If there aren't some characters, there seem to be
Good. So if we
happen.
if we don't have characters, the plot will not move forward.
Yeah.
Okay? Very good one. And what else? Faye? Characters.
The characters can include the protagonist and the antagonist.
We have protagonists and antagonists and characters. Yes, these are types. And what else? Mia?
I want to talk about conflict.
Hmm.
That is the turning point of the story.
The turning point of the story is conflict? Conflict, climax. You're talking about climax now. Conflict is...
Conflict.
Don't worry, we'll explain everything. Don't worry. Okay, thank you very much. That's it? Okay, let's start with number 1. What is a character? Write this question. Okay? What is a character? That's number 1. Question number 2. How important is having a character in a short story? How important is having a character in a short story? By the way, I have to write all these questions on the board, but I don't have a space. I want to share something with you, use the projector, so I'm sorry. So you'll copy all these questions on your papers. So question number 1 again, what is a character? Question number 2, how important is having a character in a short story, right? I want you search for the answers of these 2 questions, okay? Everything is here, and you will do what? Pair work. Read and answer these 2 questions. Talk to each other quickly. Pair work, pair work. Yes, talk.
Story about business week, story lion,
What is the second one?
that story, the story character is the princess
Second and
and the lion and the tiger.
Moving the story along plot
And also the character can, and also in the small story, something happen around the character, and
I think
number 2 is writer and the character is moving the story along all lines.
I think
development of the plot.
as a character is very important. Some
Our
strong
movie,
action
the
character
story
is
online.
moving pushing the story along a pilot lion and
Very good.
the story has
No, don't write anything. Don't write the answers. Just talk, just talk. Talk to each other.
Only one character. Who is the protagonist?
also have
Wait, you can see the banner? I think that now
And also in like my second character, the pressure of
Okay, that's it. I will listen to you now and hear your answers. Jose, what is a short story? What is a character?
character is a person, animal, being, culture, creature, or things in story.
Okay, very good one. So you see, what is a character? When you say what is a character could be a person. Okay, could be what? An animal. And could be what? Being, creature, or things. Okay, and we have different examples of stories with different characters. We'll talk about one of them today. Okay, now we are done with this question. What is a character, right? Now, question number 2. How important is having a character? Is it very important to have a character, okay, in a short story? What if we have a short story with no characters? Can we? No way. So how important is having a character in a short story? Let's see. Faye, is it very important?
Yes, it's very important.
Mm.
It can make audience more willing to understand the story.
This is not very direct answer. Not very direct. Luna, did you find the answer for this question? Here? We have the answer here.
I found.
Character can be anything. Like
Now, we are done with this question, what is a character? Now we are working on question number 2. How important is having character? If
the story is around the character, something happening in character.
the answer is here, just find it. Just find it.
I found.
Did you find it here? Ethan, where is it?
The structure to perform the action and speaking guide.
Yes. Look at this one. Here. Here's the answer. You know, with having characters or with characters, okay, So you see that the plot moves forward. So who performs the actions? In each story we have actions, right? We have actions. So who performs these actions? Characters. Okay? And in a short story we have dialogues. Who speaks these dialogues? Characters. So in a short story we have actions and dialogues. Okay? Actions, remember these two words, actions and dialogues. When I ask you who performs these actions? Characters. Who speaks these dialogues? Characters. Can we have a class without teacher? No way. Can we have a class without students? No way, right? So these are very important elements, like characters. Character is very important element. Without characters, no way. We cannot write a short story with no characters. We are done now with these two questions. What is a character? And how important, okay, is a character? Any questions?
No.
Sure?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Let's move on. Now, we will work on types of characters. So write on your paper, there's a question. List and explain 6 types of character. Now we are working on question number. Which question?
4.
Yes. Are we done with 1? Are we done with 2? Are we done with 3? So now we are working on 4. Hey, look at me all of you. I'll back to the learning objectives. Hey, look at me all of you, please. Are we done with any one of them? No. We're done? Finish any one of them?
1.
We are done with?
1.
Talk. We are done with?
Define.
Number 1. Define. We defined a short story, right? Where are we now? Which one are we working on now? So it's number? So we are working on what? Number 2. The second learning objective. We are working on what? The elements and structure. So we are here now. Okay? So let's back. What are these 6 types of characters? By the way, we have more than 6 types. Okay, we have more than 6 types, but today I won't talk about 6. So we have main characters in a short story. Okay, like what? Protagonist. You see, look at the pronunciation. Protagonist. And here we have what? Antagonist. Okay? So what is protagonist, what is an antagonist, and what is the difference between them? Let's read. Mia, read. Protagonist.
Main character of the story, of the hero or character, the audience is supposed to feel more
Sympathetic.
for. Not always. For example, the main character could be a serial killer. Antagonist. Jane.
Antagonist,
Primary.
and
Adversary. Adversary here means what? Opposite. Okay? So here the antagonist is opposite of what? The protagonist. Sometimes the villain. So now, what is a protagonist and what is an antagonist? Do you want to open one laptop and check the meaning of some difficult words? No problem. Open only one laptop. One laptop. By the way, if the explanation here is not clear, you can search on Google for better answers. For better answers, so you can search like this. What is a protagonist? Maybe there you'll find easier, okay? Easier or better answer. 1 minute, quickly.
They talk about it.
Faster, faster, faster. Did you find anything?
Yes.
So you will answer my question now. Okay, good. Maggie and Faye, did you find anything?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And here, did you find anything?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And here?
Yeah.
Very good. So why don't you talk to each other now? Pair work. Explain it to each other. Make sure that you and your partner know the differences between protagonist and antagonist. Talk, talk, talk. Don't be silent.
Protagonist is the protagonist and antagonist they are all the main characters, and the protagonist is a good man. They usually always protect
main characters, like
anyone else.
story like
And also it can produce the positive effects, and by the antagonist here, it is like or
Tiger is the main character,
What?
and the other
I'm talking about this and this, you
person.
said.
Another
Protagonist and
person is the
antagonist.
No, I mean in the screen.
not me.
They're talking about.
Okay, let's see your answers now. Hey, listen to me, all of you, please. Look at me here. Let's see your answers. Jane, let's start with the protagonist. What is a protagonist?
Protagonist is the main character of the story, and we think the protagonist and being the good guy or the hero of a story, but this isn't always the case. Protagonist can be moral greed or such as a killer, and the protagonist carries the story from beginning to end.
Wow, look at this amazing answer. You're wonderful. Thank you very much. Let's see Ryan.
Protagonist is the main character, which is the person that the story is usually written about. It could be a bad guy, it could be a good guy.
Yes, you're
And,
right. Sometimes protagonist is a good guy, but in some stories, protagonist is bad guy. That's why we have the word usually. We don't have always, not always a good guy. Yes.
Yes. An antagonist, this is a person that obsess or fight against another character. It can be protagonist.
Wonderful. Let's see Maggie.
I think
Protagonist.
protagonist is mean that the main characters in the story, and the writer usually develops the pilot around the protagonist, and for the instates with some problems that need the slowing.
Yes, thank you very much. Look at me, all of you. So what is the protagonist? The most important character in a story. The most important. We have the first most important, the second most important. This is the first important character in a story. What do I mean here with very important or the most important? How do you know this character is very important? How do you know? When you see, number one, okay, everything in the story revolves around this character. All the events, actions in this story are connected to one and maybe two characters. That's number one. If you see one character appears a lot in the story, for example, appears in the beginning, appears in the middle, appears in the end, so this is very important character. This is very important character. Protagonist usually good guy, not always. Usually, so it could be another difference here. Protagonist is usually a good guy, right? While the antagonist is the second most important character, okay? It's another important character in a story. Do we have any differences between antagonist and protagonist? Yes. Here we have the adversary. Adversary means what? Opposite. This character, you'll find this character opposite of this character. What do I mean with opposite? This one is good, this one is bad.
No, it just means they are against.
Against each other?
Yes.
Yes. And what's wrong with good, bad? We don't have stories like this. The protagonist is a good guy and the antagonist is a bad guy. Yes, we have it like this. Look at yourself. Sometimes you watch movies, and these movies you have the protagonist who is a good guy, while the antagonist is what? Is a bad guy who, for example, the antagonist wants to kill the protagonist, right? We have it like this. Why not? So what you said is correct, and also you have it like this, good, bad. Now, let's go to your stories. What is your story? The cowardly lion and the hungry tiger. Who is the protagonist? Let's do group work. Please face them. And here, Mia and Jane, face them. Move your chairs, face them. Let's do group work. No. Move your chair. Ryan. Yes. And Jose. Yes. Let's do group work. You will answer this question now. Who is the protagonist of this story? Talk to each other.